For me, what helped me was not to compare myself with others because everyone is doing their own race. Like, I may struggle with things that they might not struggle on, but they might struggle on things that I might not struggle on.
I love that.
So it's different for everyone.
I love that. Have you had your daily drip? Welcome to season 2 of the Daily Drip podcast. I have my second daughter, Faith, in the studio. How you doing?
I'm good.
Good. Remember season 1, I started off with Eileen. Now that it's season 2 and we're in Ecclesiastes, we are starting with Faith Levy. Faith, tell us a little bit about yourself.
My name is Faith Levy.
Okay.
I'm in 7th grade.
Okay.
I play softball and
Okay.
I like to draw.
You like to draw? Who's a better drawer, me or you?
I am.
Okay, we're going to have to see about that. Well, hey, what is Daily Drip? If you're new to our community, Daily Drip stands for devotional reading for insight and practice. We squeeze the script for that daily drip. You don't got to go deeper. You just got to go daily. So what we did in season 1 is we went through Philippians. We went through 23 episodes. So you want to go back to that if you haven't gone through it. And Ecclesiastes is what we're in now. And we're going to go through that for the rest of the year. So this is a great time. If you're looking to get into the Word of God, if you're looking for some devotional content, this is for you. We're going to take the first 4 verses of Ecclesiastes. I'm excited because my daughter has her own notes. I haven't seen her notes yet. So we're going to see how her Christian education so far works. So we'll see what that looks like. But we're in Ecclesiastes 1 through 4. The drip for today is vanity. Vanity. The words of the preacher, the son of David, king in Jerusalem. Vanity of vanity, says the preacher. Vanity of vanities. All is vanity. What does man gain by all the toil at which he toils under the sun? A generation goes and a generation comes, but the earth remains forever. Vanity, that's the drip. So Faith, you read this on your own.
Yeah.
You got your own notes.
Mm-hmm.
So kind of talk to the community and let us know what you learned about this drip, vanity.
So some things that came to me while reading this was that he's a king.
Okay.
He has everything he wants. He doesn't need to work. He can get anything at any time. But he still says that life is meaningless. He has all these achievements and all these great things happening in his life, but his life is still meaningless.
Why would you say his life is meaningless?
Because he's questioning, like, everything, basically.
Yeah. And notice how he starts this whole book with a conclusion. He starts with the conclusion, vanity of vanity. And vanity, what my daughter is saying, means meaningless. In Hebrew, it means havel. And he uses this word 38 times in Ecclesiastes, saying vanities of vanities. But notice this, Faith, is he talks about under the sun. So under the sun is a term that he uses throughout the whole book as well. And yes, he is a king. Yes, he does have money. Yes, he has a lot of stuff at his disposal. But if you look here, what it says here is, what does man gain by all the toil which he toils under the sun? So what he's questioning is, I'm working hard, because toil means working hard. So I'm working hard, but at the end of the day, what is the gain for it under the sun? So when I think about what he's trying to convey here, is that it takes a lot of work to become a king. And a king is just, you're at the height of your purpose. So whether you're a father, whether you're an entrepreneur, or whether you have just done, you ran a mile and you did it in the fastest time you ever ran, you're at the height of your purpose for that goal. But it's like he's thinking about, like, why am I working so hard if I'm not really getting anywhere?
So, like, what's the point?
Correct. Have you ever, Faith, found yourself working really hard towards something and then you achieve it and you found that you weren't really happy after that?
For me in softball, I've been working really hard at my batting because at the start of my softball season, I wasn't the best batter.
Okay.
But I've been working, like, a lot. And I become a better batter. So say when I get on base, I like still am sad because like I could have got a double, I could have got a triple, I could have got a home run.
So what I think you're saying, Faith, is you're trying to be a better batter, and your goal is to get a home run. if you're on base and you're saying, well, I got on base, but it's not a double. I got on base, it's not a triple. But do you remember the times where you couldn't even get on base? What about those times when you would strike out? Talk a little bit about that.
When I would strike out, I would be like really upset with myself.
Okay.
I used to be, but not that much anymore because I would always be comparing myself to others and how great they're doing.
And I think in my life as well, Faith, like comparison put me in a place where even if I improved, it still wasn't as good as so and so. When I was your age, you're going to be in eighth grade. I skipped a grade, so I was always shorter than my friends, younger than my friends, and I tried to play. I tried to play sports as well, and that's why you're laughing because you know all my preaching stories. But one of the things is I finally made the team, but I made JV. And it's kind of like what you're saying is like, I finally got on base. So I worked hard, but it wasn't a home run. What helps you when you're on base to be content or to be like, you know what, I had a goal, I reached it, and I'm happy about that.
Well, whenever I'm on base, I would start to think to myself, well, at least I did something and it's better than nothing.
Okay. Okay. And I think that's what he's trying to grapple with here is because if we make softball about home runs, whenever we don't hit a home run, we're going to say we didn't have a good time. But there's so much more to softball than home runs. There's teamwork, there's perseverance,
Having fun.
having fun, building relationships. So when we're looking at life under the sun, what that means is we're allowing culture, we're allowing the world around us, because under the sun means without God. So without God, yeah, I'm going to toil for these things, but it's only for me to gain and for me to have vanity, which is meaningless. When you look at the word vanity, in the original language, it means like a vapor or smoke. And he's going to use this term of striving after the wind. Like I'm trying to grab something that I can't grab. One of the things that comes to mind, Faith, is when you would play softball and you would go up to bat and how nervous you were when the pitcher would come up. And you know, we done a lot of practice at the park, but now it's game time. And you would strike out and you would strike out and you would strike out, right? And one of the things is in order to be a better batter, you got to be better at striking out.
You don't know how to win until you lose.
So talk a little bit about that. Help our community understand it.
So for me, like when you're batting and you strike out, there's lots of emotions on in my head. Like I'm sad, let down. I feel like I let the whole team down. And for me, I try to think about, well, the strikeouts can help me become a better batter. Because say I was the best batter ever. Like I would hit the ball every single time out in the grass, like, and then I strike out. How would I learn to be a good loser, basically?
Yeah, I think these are things that you and I talked about is Faith, you don't have to be the best.
But do your best.
Yes. So whenever you do your best, you're not focused on how other people are doing. You're just giving your best. And I learned that from verse 4 because it says a generation goes and a generation comes, but the earth remains forever. I remember being in my daughter's shoes. It wasn't softball, but it was basketball. And I was not the best basketball player. And there's a lot of emotions as a seventh grader of comparison to other boys and what that looks like. So now, as a father, I have those experiences, I've lived those emotions, and I want to try to train my daughter on life is not just about home runs. Because here's the thing, is your goal to be a professional softball player?
No.
Yeah. But in those moments when you're at the mound, sometimes it feels like nothing else matters, right?
Mm-hmm.
So generation to generation, that's where we can partner with the next generation. When we have failed, do we have the courage to tell the younger generation where we failed, where we've been over emotional on certain things to prepare and equip the next generation for when they fail. Because if my daughter Faith is saying, hey, I'm gonna strike out, now she can apply that to school. Now she can apply that to relationships. Now she can apply that to her career. But if she expects to hit a home run in softball all the time, she's going to expect to hit a home run in her grades, expect to always hit a home run with her career, et cetera, et cetera. And life doesn't work like that. When we expect a life to work like that, it's going to be vanity. It's going to be meaningless. So, Faith, for our community, what are some things that you've learned through softball and toiling so much to improve? What are some things you can encourage our community to do to strive not to live a life of vanity?
For me, what helped me was not to compare myself with others because everyone is doing their own race. Like, I may struggle things that they might not struggle on, but they might struggle on things that I might not struggle on.
I love that.
So it's different for everyone.
I love that. And then I would complement that on for my generation pouring into the next generation. If I see my daughter struggling with comparison or struggling with anything, am I open enough to share where I've struggled in the same thing so that way I can help her with those struggles, not to avoid struggles? I'm a girl dad. So there's a lot of times where I don't want her to struggle at all. But what I recognize is she has God and she has me. So she's going to struggle. But just like how this is generational, this can be generational as well. So, hey, that's the drip. You want to tune in every single Monday at 6 a.m. Faith, I am so proud of you. You did a great job to kick off season 2. And by the way, this is summer. So, like, I don't force her to do this. She was chilling, but she ironed her own shirt. She got the vibes going on. Do you want to give a shout out to Zesty Rats right now?
Oh, yeah. Shout out to the Zesty Rats.
Who are the Zesty Rats?
Me, Kaylee, Zoe, and Emery.
Okay, so I might have them on in the future, depending on how I don't know how cool they are. I gotta vet them first. But hey, you want to tune in every Monday at 6 a.m. and we're gonna close this episode by saying, "Stay dripping, my friends."